Well folks, welcome to the Season 5 opener of Real Features. Sorry it's been so long. I was going to wait until Jurassic World came out in the theatres, but then Kung Fury showed up on their YouTube page, youtube.com/laserunicorns, and I felt the need to watch this movie and review it, reaction and review UK style. Credit goes to Helsing920 for the concept of reaction and review, and to my brother the Random DCE, who's made it his own thing as well. Thank you very much. Now, what we know about this flick, before we even go into the details, it's basically a love letter to 1980s action movies, where it's basically just junk food for the brain. It's just, you know, there's no brooding protagonist, there's no gritty, monotone, grungy, grey and colourless colour settings in regards to camera. There's no shaky cam. It's just junk food for the brain. It's just mindless action with cheesy one-liners, with macho men throwing said one-liners, talking like this, let's go do work, you know, very Snake Plissken style, you know, Kurt Russell style. It's what made that genre of cinema and cinematography good, because it knew what it was. It was in on the joke, and it went along with the audience. It was actually, you know, complementing what it was supposed to be doing, rather than take itself uber seriously, which seems to be what is missing from a lot of these action movies these days. You go and watch a movie these days, you want to have some sort of escapism from reality. You don't want to go into a movie where, you know, you feel like you're just watching a movie about real life, and, you know, that's not about escapism. The fact that you can go, what I've seen from this movie, where he goes back in time to try and take out Hitler, and then, but before that, goes back in time to the Vikings, who one of the cast members is holding, you know, a mini machine gun, and then is riding on the back of a T-Rex later, then goes to the future. I know I'm giving away spoiler warnings there, so I'm just going by what I've seen from the trailer, and is riding on said T-Rex. You know, the movie, from the trailer alone, it does not give a damn, and that is how it should be. It's supposed to be fun, and again, that's what it's missing. I've procrastinated and wasted enough of your time, so without further ado, let's kick back and get something to drink. I have coffee. As we bear witness to the cinematic, wonderful escape from gritty realism that is Kung Fury. Tells the game to get lost, and the game tells him to get lost effectively. I like that. Just... oh, God. Triceratops! This movie doesn't care! I love it! We're in the Viking Age, with a Viking lady with an Uzi riding a T-Rex. Why not? I'm so finding this movie on DVD when it comes out. If it does. It just does not give a damn. We have 2 Vikings sporting machine guns, a Triceracop, a Tyrannosaurus, and a guy who just transforms onto a... Absolutely! And Thor! Ooh. Oh, had to hurt. Well, damn. Where do I start? In terms of the writing, this thing does not take itself seriously at any point during this mini-movie's run. It knows exactly what it is. It's, you know, there's a huge amount of slapstick in there. It's very slick, and it's almost, it's like I said in the preview, it's in a sense with most Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, they know it's bad and cheesy. It's in on the joke, and it's just working with it. I mean, talking T-Rexes, Viking girls with Uzis, a bro Thor, laser raptors, and being able to shoot somebody through a 1980s cell phone. You know, X24 Writer said it the best all those years ago. It's junk food for the brain. It knows what it is. It's mindless action, cheesy one-liners, you know, very machismo leading protagonists, and that's what works. You know, I like the little nods to Terminator by coming through the time portals. I like the little nod to Knight Rider with David Hasselhoff now as the voice of the car as opposed to William Daniels. I like the little nod to Knight Rider when it's doing the little animation piece in the style of Mask and Tron when he's journeying from the living world into their version of heaven, which the animation style looks like it's borrowed a little bit from the Karate Kid TV animated series, and you know, maybe a little bit of the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles as it was in the UK. Even though this is a 30-minute movie, it doesn't feel like it because this thing does not drop the ball once. And keep in mind, this is a crowd-funded movie, Lazy Unicorns put together with David Sandberg as Kung Fury, and it's almost like the audience is representing the writing and the film crew because it knows exactly what it wants. It doesn't have, you know, a brooding protagonist that goes and explores his feelings. Kung Fury just gets on with it. You know, there's no, you know, over lengthy backstory of his origin. It just gives something that's overtly cheesy, over the top, and just something that you'd expect that's very colourful and campy about the 1980s, and it works. They say that this is, you know, a love letter to 80s action movies. They couldn't be any further from the truth. It's one of those movies where you just get taken away from reality and know that this is the kind of thing that you'd never see happen in any of these gritty, deep and philosophical movies of today. That's no humour, bland, lifeless and dull. This thing is oozing life, charisma and back crap crazy. the cinematography is good. It really has this very decent, you know, like the kind of cinematography, although Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a 1990s movie, it still had that very sort of 80s cinematography where it's very it's dim in some places and a bit grungy lit. It works for here. The lighting is so colourful with the neon lights, and even when they're using graphics on screen, like say Miami 1985, you know, doing that, you know, really, you know, over the top kind of voiceover, or the sort of thing you expect from trailers back in the day. This movie is just perfect. You know, and and you have a cop that is basically a bipedal triceratops known as Triceracop. Oh, I just really love this movie. The soundtrack it's very very electro. The sort of thing you'd probably hear of something like Tron in the early 80s, almost like an early version of what Daft Punk did for Tron Legacy. It's just perfect. And of course, as I mentioned, there's that little nod to Tron with the video arcades on a corner street, which I thought, oh, okay, so what you guys did there, I was like, you know, that's cool. You know, I could go on and on saying how awesome this movie is, and I don't need to, because everything that has been done in this, they've said for themselves, you know, how amazing this movie is. And the fact that it's got put through El Rey Network and various other distributions yesterday, and the fact, and now it's on the internet for everyone to see, which is what David Sandberg's goal was to do, because he loves 80s movies and he thinks that's the best decade for things like movies and music. I totally agree, by the way. You know, he wanted everyone to see this. He would have liked to have made it longer, but what we got for a 30-minute movie, I say, you know, I'd be open to watching an extended cut, but this as it is, I love this movie. This movie gets right in 30 minutes what Michael Bay has failed to do in 3 Transformers. I'm going to try that again. This movie gets so many things right in 30 minutes that Michael Bay has failed to do with 3 Transformer movies. You know, the satire and the jokes just work in here. There's cheesy one-liners. You know, come on, movie producers, put proper humor back in. You know, we don't need any pointless sex jokes or other questionable jokes in there that's been seen in so many other teen and action flicks. This movie just gets it right on the first go, because again, it knows what it is. It's a cheesy 80s action flick, or, you know, a compliment to 80s cheesy action flicks. So, I think I'd be, you know, absolutely criminal if I didn't give this movie a grade A awesome plus, because it so deserves it. The link, if you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description to go to see the movie. Go watch it for yourself. You will not be disappointed. And I'm going to be watching this again very shortly because wow. Until next time, folks, this is MJ Knight signing off from the Season 5 opener of Real Features, and I hope you enjoy this movie too. Good night.